Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Maverick here, continuing my watch of the Kizumonogatari portion of the Monogatari series, more specifically the second movie, Nekketsu. I should probably also mention, what each of the respective title means. So the first movie, Nekketsu, actually means Iron Blood, which I guess it would be a euphemism for war, I guess. Not really, doesn't really have that much meaning to it. I'll be on, at least to the best of my knowledge, anyways. And Nekketsu is easier to explain. It's basically being hot-blooded, which I guess for an English translation would be getting fired up, right? So if the last one was war, and Nekketsu, this terminology, getting fired up and whatnot, hot-blooded, is normally used more within shonen works, right? Especially with sports and stuff. Getting fired up and whatnot. That kind of feeling and atmosphere, right? So, I don't know. Maybe it has some significance with this, maybe not. I don't really know. I guess we shall see within the actual movie. A lot of you guys are also telling me, don't worry about Aragi's motivations and whatnot for now. That's going to come even later on down the story. So, duly noted, I guess. But at the very least, I do expect to at least learn about why Shinobu, or Heart Under Blade, eventually got to be the way she was while we were watching the Bakemonogatari series, right? Because there's definitely a big difference between them. And by the way, speaking of her name, I just learned in the last episode from who was it again? Let me think. Coplex, I believe that's her name. Coplex shared with me that Heart Under Blade. So it basically the radicals made up to basically another character, which means Shinobu, right? So just in case any of you guys didn't know this fact, which I thought was really, really interesting. So basically, Heart Under Blade, Heart and Blade, they are kanji, or in this case, radicals of the Chinese language, or I guess which is also used within Japanese as well, which each have their respective characters, and their meanings, right? Heart and Blade, but combined together, it makes up a new kanji, which in Japanese would be Shinobu. And so I guess that is why eventually she is called Shinobu instead of Heart Under Blade. So I thought that was really cool, and I definitely did not catch that with my first viewing, so thank you there. Anyways, keeping my eyes peeled, looking for some more of these fun facts right within this next portion of Kizumonogatari. Alrighty, let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. Okay. Showdown. Is this why this is titled Nekketsu? Because we actually get some Heart Under Blade. Yeah, I guess that's what the Nekketsu is referring to, more of a shonen style. Huh. Is that Morse code at the very within these scene changes here? I assume they means. Oh, okay, I get it. They're the names of the voice actors. And I guess other staff as well. Alright. Akita, really? Talk about last minute studying. Wait, what? Oh, really? But that doesn't necessarily mean he's he's a vampire. Oh well, never mind. So, does that mean Art Underblade killed one of their kin? Killed one of his kin? Listen to this song in the background. Really? Didn't you just... Okay. I mean, I might be mistaken, but I believe this background music is I guess the Japanese equivalent of porn music, in a sense. Especially with the paya 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 part. I mean, I guess saying it's porn music is a little bit overboard, but it's definitely something more related with, I don't know, lust or whatnot. What? I really think Hanakawa is... Ah, and here we get her catchphrase. What is with this, sort of rogue and noir, red and black transitions here? I can't quite figure that one out. Does it mean like the mood shift, mood change or something? One part is more joyful, teasing, whatnot. One part is more serious.
待してたりして。まあただの噂だとは思うけれど、ひょっとしたら吸血鬼に会えるかなって。
なんで？
え？
吸血鬼になんてどうして会いたいんだ？
いや、特に考えてないけど、そういう非日常に期待しちゃう年頃なんだよね。吸血鬼と会ってちょっとおしゃべりしてみたいかな。
Well, you're the...
あれ、ごめん、何か気に障ることを言っちゃったみたいだね。
いや、お前が気に障る。ムカつくんだよ、お前。鼻につく。僕は好きで一人でいるんだから付きまとうなよ。
で、荒木くん、いきなり何を言い出すの？さっきまで私と楽しくおしゃべりして。
I guess the enemy is here. They're trying to get her.
楽しくなんかなかった。楽しいふりをしていただけだ。お前の財産が目当てだったんだ。
私の家そんなお金持ちじゃないよ。
内申書のための点数稼ぎか何か知らないけど、僕みたいな落ちこぼれに優等生様がいちいち構ってんじゃねえよ。お前は優越感いっぱいで気持ちいいのかもしれないけれど、同情されるこっちはたまったもんじゃない。勝手に人の携帯いじってんじゃねえよ。だからどっか消えてくれ。
Not quite sure what the drama is, but I guess we'll just continue watching on.
いいさ。これで少しは人間強度が上がっただろう。僕は強くなった。だからきっとドラマ剣との決闘も
Is he?
右足を取り返すという課題も。
I wonder if that's something, if he really thinks that, or is that just something that he's trying to convince himself?
問題ない。
Eh. Alright, back to current time. Just one kick, one punch. Okay, one kick. Oof, damn, that was bloody. Oof. Damn, he actually got out of the way. Ouch. I kind of feel like this guy is even going a bit easy on him. So, still in the noir phase. His arm hasn't regenerated yet. Oh, it's growing back. Okay. Yeah, I still gotta run, dude. Alright, how are you planning to win against him? Is he gonna get struck by lightning or something? Or is he gonna lose his footing and fall down? Something of that sort? What? No. Wow, what happened there? Oh, I see. He's certainly nimble. I know, I guess I should be feeling bad for him, but at the same time, this is kind of funny. That is a very nice animated scene, though, I gotta say. Alright, some balls or whatnot. Yep. Like I was saying, Nekketsu is something that's normally used in. It's a concept used in a lot of sports anime. Okay, so it's a Rook now? So I guess that means the tides have changed. Ooh. Nice. But this definitely also means that Aragi has stronger than normal human powers in order to be able to throw those spells like that. Damn. Hmm. I guess what this really means is, you know, Heart Underblade's lineage is really, really powerful.
だってそれともこう言えば満足か。二度と手は出さん。命だけは助けてくれ。
Okay. I mean, I guess I should clap for that. Oh. He's gonna say something ridiculous like, oh, no.
ねえ、荒木くん。遠くからだったからよくわからなかったけれど、なんだか電気小説みたいなことしてなかった？
Oh, back to Noir.
つうか、なんで僕のことつけてんだよ。わけわかんねえよ。付きまとうなって言ってんだろ。友達面でおせっかい焼くな。
荒木くんはそういうことを言う人じゃないよね。私がそういうことを言わせちゃってるっていうのは悪いと思うけれど、無理してまでそんなことを言わなくちゃいけないような状況に今の荒木くんはあるってことなのよね。
Baseball.
気づくのが遅れてごめん。ごめん。だったら私力になりたい。
押し付けがましいんだよ、お前は。深読みしすぎるな。僕はただお前というのが
Is this Aragi's his
人間嫌いとか世を拗ねてる。
what is it? His vision of being cool and badass or something like that.
荒木くん、少なくとも私と話しているときは楽しそうだった。
だからそれはお前の財産が目当てだったんだ。
だから私のうちそんなお金持ちじゃないって。
じゃあお前のだからが目当てだったんだよ。
Aka?
喉が渇いてたんならそう言って。
違う。だから体が目当てだったんだ。
だからなのか体なのかどっち？
体だ。なんだったらもう一回パンツ仲直りしてやってもいいぜ。
わかった。
Oh my god. This I mean, I'm sure most people would probably get this, but that was a parody of 2001 A Space Odyssey. For anyone who didn't get that reference.
ちゃんと見える？なんだったらブラウスも脱いだ方がいい？ねえ。
ひどいこと言ってごめんなさい。僕と友達になってください。
Still Noor? Okay.
本当に返してくれたんだな。そのための交換だよ。はい、ハートアンダーブレード。けどどう えるってわけでもないんだろう。
こうするのじゃ。見ておるのじゃないたわけ者ども。食事中は一人にしろ。マナーじゃろが。
Still nowhere. That seemed more like a rude situation to me. Okay, I really don't know what's the meaning behind that.
僕はドラマ剣に左腕をぶっ飛ばされたんだよな。でもすぐに回復した。なのにどうしてキスショットの獅子は再生しなかったんだ。ハートアンダーブレードは吸血鬼としての不死力を君と会った時点ではもうほとんど失っていたからだとは思わないのかい。いや、そう思ってたんだけどさ。でも僕、両手を切り落とされたら、その手が回復する頃には切り落とされた方の両手は消失したんだよ。だからひょっとしたらキスショットの獅子も消失してるんじゃないかと考えてたけれど、そんなこともなかったから。じゃあどうしてなのかと思って、再生も消滅もしないなんて。あの子は貴重種なんだよ、荒らぎくん。連中はあの子の5体を無事に奪い我が物としたいのさ。5体をばらして5体を無事にね。つまり連中が奪ったのは手足というより吸血鬼としての存在力というわけさ。
How do you steal someone's immortality?
僕は本当に人間に戻れるのか。そりゃあハートアンダーブレードの手足を全部取り返せば戻れるだろうさ。あの子はそう言っていたんだろ。いや、だからそれが嘘だっていう可能性はないのか。自分の手足を取り戻すために嘘をついているって線は。こら、そんな風に疑っちゃいけないよ。かわいそうだろ。でも命の恩人のことをそんな風に言うなんて、君はとんだ恩知らずだね。
Well, I mean, that means they're even.
おいおい、なんて顔しているんだい、荒らぎくん。何かいいことでもあったのかい。
Okay, I guess that's his catchphrase. Oh, back to black. Ooh. Huh. So with a bit more, she grows a little bit bigger. Why does her dress also change as well? How does that work? Pretty nice. Looks like an elf, honestly. April 1st. April Fool's Day. Oh, she has the same bag. That's interesting. I guess... Yeah, I better not look too much in. Wait. Oh, she brought her to meet her?
じゃあ私のせいなのかもね。
何が。
荒らぎくんが吸血鬼に会ったのって。噂をすれば影が差すって言うじゃない。あのことわざって怪談なんかでは割と有効な話でね。噂をすると。
Well, I mean, in a sense, you could also say indeed, it was because Aragi was speaking with Hanekawa that eventually caused him to get all hot and flustered, and then went to the bookstore to get an arrow book, and that's why he passed by the the subway station, and that's why he met our Underblade.
羽川は昨日むしろ自分から吸血鬼を探していたんだよな。どうしてそんなことをしてたんだ。上位の存在だっけ。おしゃべりをしたいとかなんとか。
いや、そりゃ私も本気で探していたわけじゃないよ。ないものねだりってやつなのかな。なんていうのかな。私もなんだか行き詰まっててさ。生活に変化を望んだって感じ。
変化ね。
現実逃避なんだよね、結局。
僕は現実に戻りたいよ。
戻れるよ、きっと。
Rook now? Does Rook come out when he gets hope or something?
そうでもないさ。着替えやら何やら生活用品を持ってきてくれたのはありがたい。
いいよ、これくらい。それより早く着替えたら、その服ボロボロだし。
そうだな。まあでも。
Hey, come on, it's only fair.
サイズは M でよかったんだよね。パンツはブリーフとトランクス両方用意しといたから。
I'm noticing she has the cat mouse even right now. I guess I forgot to mention that last episode. And again with this music. Alright. Ooh, nice and ripped.
やっぱり昨日も思ったんだけど、荒木くんちょっと体格変わってるよね。昨日見かけた後ろ姿、微妙に荒木くんじゃないみたいな気がしたのよね。筋肉のつき方が違ったんだ。細くなっているっていうか、引き締まってる感じもするし。吸血鬼になればそりゃ体つきも変わるわい。回復力は肉体を最も健康的な状態に保とうとするからな。
Okay. Thank you for their supplementary info, Art Underblade.
手触りは人間と変わらないのか。でも心なし弾力性に富んでいる感じかな。
人間と変わらないって。羽川、他の男の体とか触ったことあるのか。
いやいや、ないよ、そんなの。そうだね、想像で物を言っちゃったね。よくないや。早くシャツ着たら。
What is with these two? Hey, I like that. That looks good.
いいみたいだね。
助かるよ、羽川。このお礼は絶対にするから。
私にできるのってこれくらいだし。
これくらいって十分すぎるさ。
What? What am I watching right now?
他にも私にしてほしいことがあったら、荒木くん遠慮せずに何でも言ってね。 よっか。散らかり放題みたいだし。
いいんだよ。元からこうなんだから。
でもだからってより散らかしちゃダメだよ。片付けられるところから片付けていかないと。あれ、何これ。
Arrow book. Ah!
言うのを忘れておった。うぬが大事そうにして抱きかかえておった。ここに来るときついでに拾ってきておいてやったのじゃ。
お前というやつは。
荒木くんが吸血鬼と行き合ったのは本屋の帰りだっけ。3月25日の、私とすれ違った日の夜。で、何これ。
Class reps. Okay, I gotta admit that was funny.
エピソードはヴァンパイアハンターでヴァンパイアハーフ。
Half vampire hunter?
吸血鬼用語は僕も知っているけど、
Or have we seen that before?
もうちょっと詳しい情報はもらえないのか。
Blade?
忘れた。
What?
すぐ思い出す。思い出した。
何を思い出す。エピソード。
あやつは吸血鬼を毛嫌いしておるのじゃ。
毛嫌い。なんで。ハーフってことは半分は吸血鬼なんだろ。
まあ簡単に言えばヴァンパイアハーフは吸血鬼の世界には受け入れられる存在ゆえじゃない。
A cliche.
かといって人間の世界に受け入れられる。
So, basically Blade.
吸血鬼の血を憎悪する。中でもエピソードは吸血鬼に対して強い憎しみを持っておるようじゃ。
I guess, like half of all the vampire movies or series or books out there. Does Twilight involve a half vampire? I've actually never completely seen Twilight before. I think there's another movie series that deals with half vampires. Can't really remember it right now.
ま、後遺症が残らない程度に殺してやるよ。言っておくが、手加減してもらえるとか思うなよ。俺は弱い者いじめは大嫌いだが、悪い者いじめは大好きなんだ。
僕は悪いものか。
そりゃそうだろ。化け物なんだから。
お前だって。
ああ、お前だってなんだよ。
You're also a monster.
あればはっきり言えや。
いや、なんでもない。何も言いたくない。始めようぜ。
Damn, that definitely looks cool. What me? This music. Ooh. Up. Huh. Ooh. What? Yeah. Looks like it has some special properties as well. left. Of course. Oh. Here we go again. Ow. What? Missed. Ooh. Holy shit. I wasn't expecting that. Oh. How is she able to? Oh, he's about to go Super Saiyan on him. What? Like I said, and Nekketsu. Getting fired up. Damn. That's basically it. I mean, I guess Shinobu or Meme, one of, I mean, Art Underblade or Meme, one of them can save Hanekawa, or maybe Araraki himself can. Ouch. $3 million to save her life.
不死身の体は何のためにあるんだ。
Okay. Yeah, or he can save her himself. I mean, you probably have to do that before she's completely dead, right? Okay, it worked.
どうして荒木くんはそんな愛おしそうに。
And of course, she's gotta be in an erotic pose as well.
あと制服が破けてるのもひょっとしたら荒木くんの。
悪い羽川、もう少しだけこのままで。
Back to Noir again? Ooh. Getting back her body? Huh. However, I guess at the very end, she did something else to lose her body again. You know, considering Bakemonogatari. Oh, and changed her dress again. You know what? Just stay like this. I feel like this is perfect. No more. No need to go another level up. I like this version of her.
体の調子はだいぶ良くなった感じがするの。不死力に関してはほぼ取り返したと言ってよかろう。
そうか、もう次の戦いはお前が担当してもいいくらいじゃないのか。
いや、残念ながら吸血鬼としてのスキルはまだ使えそうもないのじゃ。あくまでもこれまでより死ににくくなったというだけじゃな。ドラマ剣とならば戦えるかもしれんが、今の状態ではエピソードにさえ勝てん。ましてギロチンカッターが相手となれば。
ギロチンカッターね。あいつは人間ってことでいいんだよな。
うん。ドラマ剣のような吸血鬼やエピソードのようなヴァンパイアハーフでもない。完全に純粋なただの人間じゃ。
Really?
ただの人間とは思えないけど。
うん。ま、いかにも。うん。やつはそう。
A priest. Okay.
まさかキリスト教の特務部隊ってんじゃねえだろうな。
近いな遠い。
しかし、どうあれ人間なんだろう。
So what? Gonna fight with holy water and garlic or whatnot?
ないんじゃないのか。
吸血鬼でもなくヴァンパイアハーフでもない人間が
Silver bullets?
専門に請け負っておるのじゃぞ。むしろ警戒すべきところじゃろう。実際
Van Helsing?
両腕を奪われておるではないか。とはいえ、あの時は油断しておったしの。それになんだか体調も悪かった。ドラマ剣が仕事、エピソードが市場で吸血鬼を買っておるのだとすると、ギロチンカッターは使命で吸血鬼を買っておる。わしが言うのもなんじゃが、信仰というのは厄介じゃぞ。
羽川、腹の傷はどうだ。
傷って言っても、傷は残ってないし。
Mm.
そうか。どれ、ちょっと見せてみ。
Is this... Wait.
何がどれよ。
It's called Kizumonogatari? I mean, Kizu means wound, but...
ねえ、あららくん、サンドイッチ食べない？この一列トマトだよ。
ああ。いや、僕は。
そう？は、はい、あ 私の分はダイエットコーラ。自然に筋肉がつくくらいだし、今の荒木くんっていくらカロリーとっても太らないのかな。だとしたら女子的に羨ましい話だけれど。
What is with this really?
まあどちらかというと食欲はない感じなんだよな。食べなくても平気って感じ。
吸血鬼にとっての食事って吸血じゃないの？
Artsy style. You know, some of the last episode was also talking about how I believe Lord Fire, I think,
ないのかな。
was mentioning how the Monogatari series was influenced by French New Wave of cinematography, the French New Wave school of cinematography. And really, I can see that. Now, I'm not particularly well versed in the different schools and
羽川
stuff in regards to cinematography, but yeah, you can definitely tell this is more of the
来ない方が
artsy indie movie style of things, right? If this was a film, this would really be
されると思ってたし。
お願いだから傷つかないでくれ。
an artsy type
前だとは
of
違う。
film.
この間もそりゃもちろんお前を巻き込みたくないって気持ちはあったけれど、正直自分の気持ちが抑えられなかったってのが大きい。あれは八つ当たりだったと後悔している。だけど今は違うんだ。
どう違うの？
昨日エピソードの十字架がお前の脇腹をえぐった時、僕は訳がわからなくなっちまったよ。頭に血が上っちゃって死ぬかと思った。
私が？
僕が。人間強度の話したよな。お前が傷つくことが僕は自分のことのように痛かった。いや、自分のことよりもずっと痛かった。羽川、僕はお前をないがしろにしてまで人間に戻ろうとは思わないんだよ。
ないがしろって。私、別に荒木くんからそんなことされてるつもりはないけど。
でも何やってんだって思わないか。大事な時期の春休みをさ、僕なんかのために費やして
We're back to this again?
死にかけて何やってんだって思わないか。
全然。
僕にはわからないよ。例えば逆の立場だったとして、そこまでのことができる自信がない。あんな危なっかしいやつの前に不死身でもないのに体をさらせる自信がない。でもお前は普通にやるんだよな。お前怖いよ。正直引く。傷つかないでくれ。そんなつもりはないんだ。でも僕はどうしてお前が僕にそこまでしてくれるのか全然わからない。
Okay, that is something I also want to know as well.
どうしてそこまで献身的になれるのかわからない。まるで聖人だ、お前は。だけどお前の自己犠牲は僕には重すぎる。それに耐えきれるだけの器が僕にはない。
自己犠牲なんかじゃないよ。自己犠牲なんかじゃない。
じゃあなんだよ。
自己満足。
Comment.
荒木くん、私のことを誤解してる。私はそんないい人間じゃないし。
I like how this actually ties into Bakemonogatari as well.
自分のやりたいようにやってるだけだし。多分私くらい自分の
You know, what she's saying here actually also ties into what she said in Bakemonogatari as well.
私はずるいし、それにしたたかなつもりだよ。それこそ荒木くんがドン引きするくらい。でも私がいるせいで荒木くんがやりにくくなっちゃうんだったら、それはそれで立派に本末転倒だよね。 もう私にできることもなさそうね。
いや、お前にできることはある。待っててくれ。新学期、あの学校で。僕のことを待っててくれ。またお前とおしゃべりできることを僕は心から楽しみにしている。
This was really wholesome.
ピピピピピピピピピ。
何の音だ？
ときめいた音。
女子はときめいた時にそんな効果音がするのか？
危ない危ない。惚れちゃうところだった。
惚れちゃうとこって温泉とか石油とか？
いつもその手で女の子を口説いているのね。
いやいや、意味わかんねえし。そもそも女子とはほとんど話したことないし。
本をはぶっちゃって、あんなエッチな本を買ってたくせに。
What? Okay, is she gonna leave it to him as a memento or something?
貸してあげる。返してね。荒木くん、パンツが好きなんでしょ？でもいらないんだったら。
いやいやいや、いらないとは言ってないよ。いるとかいらないとかそういう話をしてる。なんだっけ？それを新学期にやった時に返せばいいんだっけ？悪い。これは返せない。
は？
っていうか絶対に返さない。これは家宝として荒木家の子孫存在を受け継いでいく。
それはやめてほしいな。
このパンツはお前の肉体から永遠に失われた。
なんて勝手なことを。
パンツは返さないけれど、その代わり恩は絶対に返す。羽川にとって必要な時に、たとえ何もできなくたって僕は絶対にそこにいる。お前に恩返しすることが今日から僕の生きがいだ。
Alright, and this goes back to
パンツを
Monogatari as well.
私はこれからノーパンで、しかもこんなセキュリティ能力の低いスカートでうちに帰らなくちゃいけないわけだけれど、荒木くん、それに比べたら最後のギロチンカッターっていう人に勝つ
Should be a walk in the park.
そんなに難しくはないでしょ。
そりゃそうだ。
She's really a huge moral support to Araki, isn't she?
健闘を祈る。新学期に会おう。
新学期に会おう。
悪い、ミスった。
Okay, what now?
委員長ちゃんがさらわれた。
Oh. Okay.
どうすればいい？僕は一体どうすれば？
荒木君、人間であることを諦めろ。
Can't Mei intervene here? I mean, he did take on the job of keeping Hanekawa safe, didn't he?
お前、羽川をどうするつもりだ？
方のような怪力は所有してはいませんが、それでも結構鍛えているんですよ。女の子一人くらいなら簡単に殺せます。
お前、それでも人間か。羽川、大丈夫だから。僕が絶対に助けるから。
不愉快ですね。高校生の友情ごっこに付き合ってあげるほど僕は寛容ではありません。そろそろ始めましょう。
始めるってどうするんだよ。
勝負が始まった瞬間、あなたは両手を上げて参ったと言ってくれればいいんです。つまり勝負は始まった瞬間に決着するというわけです。
わかった。構わないわけないだろうが。お前にもう会えないんだったら人間に戻ったって何の意味もないんだよ。
Just embrace his vampire powers. Something like that. Damn. Woo. What? I like how this is like completely unnecessary, you know, this whole running on the streets part. But hey, it's cool. I guess this is a sort of parody of Flash, maybe? Hmm.
これはもう確かに人間じゃない。人間を捨てている。わかっている。僕はもう化け物なのだから。
Ending? Really? Okay, yeah, I guess it is. The ending portion. Really using a different kind of I guess a very stylistic choice for this. Alright. I don't think there's gonna be anything during the credit rolling scene. So let's skip ahead and see if there's anything after this part. And then if not, I'll see you guys in a second. Alrighty, so that was a fun ride, and I really enjoyed this particular movie, this particular section of the Kizumonogatari series so far, much more than the part one. Some quick things to mention: the ending thing there was actually specifically made for this anime, right? I wasn't expecting that. I thought because of its jazzy style and French origin and whatnot, I thought they just used one of the existing songs because, let's be honest, a lot of them sound the same. But it was indeed composed specifically for this anime by, of course, the main composer for this series, Kosaki Satoru-san, who is definitely a great composer in his own right. He's also one behind Haruhi and whatnot. But yeah, I was impressed. He emulated this French style very well, and well, I was fooled if I didn't see the specific the specific credits that propped at the end there. I would have no idea, right? But yeah, anyways, let's talk about this movie, right? So I guess we should start with Hanekawa, right? The relationship between Araki and Hanekawa. And, you really get this idea that they were really, really close, right? And I could totally see why some people would prefer to ship them instead of Araki and Senjugahara instead. With everything that happened here, you get the feeling that how did they not become a couple first, right? And especially since chronologically she was the first one on the scene, and so on and so forth, right? Especially when you consider a lot of these, the normal harem anime or harem manga kind of development, right? But I guess something happened in the future, and so I don't know. Looking for Bakemonogatari. See, that's the thing. I mentioned last video as well that I just feel like there's some sort of difference between the way that Aragi and Hanekawa were talking, and specifically the way that Hanekawa was, I guess more of a flirty style, more of a fun-loving style, I guess you could say, around Araki, and I really didn't see that at all in Bakemonogatari. I guess it might also have to do with the fact that Senjugahara came onto the scene rather quickly, and so that might have sort of dampened Hanekawa's attitude towards Araki. But still, it's definitely it almost felt like a personality change in a way, and I feel like in Bakemonogatari, Hanekawa is definitely much more reserved in her talking with Aragi than she is here, right? But this being we're still quite a ways off in timeline wise from Bakemonogatari, right? We still got her first Hanekawa's first bout of catification, if that's a word, right? And whatnot. So there's more things that happen in the middle, but I don't know. I gotta say, I really did enjoy them two flirting, and the sort of heart to heart that was going on as well near the end of the episode. I that's yeah, I liked it. I dig it. I dig it. Of course, I'm not gonna say that I'm changing my stance on Aragi and Senjugahara or shipping a particular pairing or whatnot, but yeah, I can't lie. I enjoyed seeing them interact as well, right? We also get the origin of Aragi's so-called lifelong debt to Hanekawa. It seems to be because of the panty, but of course, I guess if we look at it a little bit deeper, it's probably just the fact that Hanekawa is sticking around to Aragi or being his first friend, or something similar to that, and really supporting him, and that's of course the true origin of this so-called debt, right? And I like how they actually touch upon this in Bakemonogatari. How Hanekawa is sort of admonishing Araki, saying that you shouldn't this is too much a burden if they want to be friends, even though being friends is probably the reason why Araki thinks this way in the first place and whatnot. I just found that kind of back reference quite interesting. And of course, we also get get another part that's referenced later, which is Hanekawa mentioning her self-proclaimed anyway selfish interest in Araki, right? And that in the end still dodges the question of why she reached out to Araki in the first place, right? I think that part is still kind of not clear to me, right? I get that she was living a boring life and whatnot, so on and so forth, but that still doesn't relate to her very first meeting with Araki and why she felt the need to speak out to him, to understand him better, and really to get even more involved with him, right? It'd be nice still to get a little bit more in regards to that part. Beyond Hanekawa, the rest of this, we went through all three, I guess more or less all three of these these enemies, and I gotta say, I did really like the alternation between Araki being a wimp, sort of a wimp, and running away every which way, and also being a badass, right? The fights were actually really, really nice to watch. The action sequences were animated really well. It really does live up to its Nekketsu name in a way, right? With this sort of more shonen style kind of powering up and turning the tides and getting the upper hand versus the enemy. So yeah, that was really nice to watch. The music choice was a little bit interesting, particularly for the second fight with Episode, but I guess it's just there to, I guess, sort of be this jarring contrast, I guess. But yeah, I really have no problems at all with how this episode was animated, and the shots and whatnot that we saw on screen, really visually attractive and visually stunning, I guess you could say. Now obviously something else is going to pop up in the next episode. Otherwise, Aragi's finished with his mission. He also defeated the guillotine guy, more or less, I guess you could say. So I don't know. By all means, Heart Under Blade should have her full powers back. But something's gonna happen, right? Because we know in Bakemonogatari that Heart Under Blade turned back into this little, lolly kind of girl. Got to be much more reserved as well. Doesn't really, banter much with Aragi and whatnot. So yeah, I'm just waiting for something else to happen in the next part. Don't really know what it's going to be. Probably more or less something to do with Aragi trying to turn back into human or something like that. But well, we shall see, right? Definitely. I mentioned this a little bit in the middle of the episode as well. I mean, sorry, the middle of the video as well. I can't really call it an episode since it's a movie. How it's really, you can really see the sort of indie / art house film kind of influence on this. The Monogatari series, at least from what I've seen so far, Bakemonogatari, and as well as part 1 as well, definitely you can see the sort of artsy style it's trying to go through, right? And it is nice that there is a name, there is a specific type of influence that the creators are trying to go for, the animators are trying to go for, and I don't know if having this in mind, it really makes you notice much more when they are doing a particular cinematographic style, and you're thinking, oh yeah, that's a tracking shot right there, that's a long exposure shot right there, and there's these quick cuts right here, and so on and so forth, right? The sort of artistic influence on this sort of stuff. But this was, even without knowing of this, I think one can obviously tell that they're trying to emulate that kind of style, even back in Bakemonogatari, I feel. But I don't know whether or not it's just because I know now that they are really deliberately going for a specific style, but I feel like I'm noticing it much more within this part 2 than I did before, if that makes sense. And I mean, here we get an obvious reference to 2001 Space Odyssey, right? And I'm guessing that there might have been some more references to famous films and whatnot as well, but maybe I just didn't catch it, or I'm maybe not as familiar with that work, right? And the Space Odyssey one was quite obvious, let's just say. I guess there probably is at least a few more. The thing that happened at the very end there, with Aragi turning, basically into Flash, in a sense, traveling at super fast, lightning fast speeds and whatnot. I don't know. Maybe my sort of imagery of Flash is based more on modern works as well. I don't know. Maybe it's a reference, maybe not. Whatever. Beyond that, I guess one last thing to mention is I still kind of feel like how should I say it? I feel that the sort of transition between Rogue and Noir, red and black, it kind of means something, because in some scenes it's red, some scenes it's black and whatnot. I'm still trying to figure out what exactly it's pinned to. I thought it pinned to maybe Araki's feelings at that time, whether he's feeling in a more uplifting mood or a more a more downwards move, I guess you could say. But that doesn't seem to be the case there. I don't know if I'm looking too much into it and it's just really just there. But I don't know. It definitely. It definitely pops up during some specific transition scenes, but I'm just not quite sure what exactly it is yet. That's something that I'll try to figure out by the end of this, by the end of part 3 as well, to see if it actually means anything. And if it doesn't mean anything, I guess you guys can just tell me. If it does mean something and I don't catch it in part 3, then you guys can tell me then, right? So yeah, that's basically, once again, you know, I really enjoyed this part specifically. I think I enjoyed it much more than part one. Not only because we get to see some cool action and whatnot, but I feel like, you know, story-wise, pacing-wise, we're getting somewhere, right? We're seeing the sort of interaction between Aragi and Hanekawa, and so on and so forth, and we're really getting somewhere with the story, which, I don't know, part one to me was a little bit too much of Aragi just going around and being, you know, being a general. I don't know. I guess I shouldn't call him a wimp. I mean, he was thrust into this situation rather unfairly and rather suddenly, but still, you know, there's only so much you can take of Araki scream on screen, right? But yeah, there we go. That's it for part 2 of Kizumonogatari. I'll see you guys in the next one, and I'm really looking forward to it. So, see you guys next time. Bye bye.